Time now for a look at what's been grabbing headlines around the world, starting in the US, where the first hearings set to take place today into Russian meddling into the US election, as well as President Donald Trump's claim that his phone was tapped by his predecessor, Barack Obama. Alison Sargent, tell us more.
Well, the main man under the spotlight today is FBI Director James Comey. It'll be the first time he's testified before Congress since Donald Trump got elected. And according to the Wall Street Journal, a lot of Democrats are really hoping he will refute once and for all those claims that Donald Trump made that Obama tapped his phone. A number of lawmakers from both parties have already said that there is no evidence to support these claims, and the Wall Street Journal quotes Republican lawmakers who are even asking that Trump apologize to Obama as well as to the British people who Trump accused of playing a role.
That's an accusation that didn't go well over in Britain. And in the Guardian newspaper today, a former British ambassador to the US has penned a rather angry editorial piece.
He has. This is Peter Westmacott. He was the ambassador to the U.S. between 2012 and 2016. And he says that Donald Trump and his press secretary, Sean Spicer, that their comments about British wiretapping are not only absurd, they're also dangerous. He says, first, they're ridiculous because the UK Foreign Office, according to him, would never authorize such an intrusion into domestic politics. And these comments are dangerous because he says the intelligence relationship between the US and the UK is critical to efforts like fighting terrorism and staving off cyber attacks from China, and that that relationship is based on unquestioned mutual trust, and that peddling falsehoods is a gift to the two countries' enemies.
Well, meanwhile, Alison, the US Secretary of State Rex Tillerson has wrapped up a first visit to Asia as Secretary of State.
Yeah, and this was a tricky visit for Tillerson because tension's been running high in the area with North Korea's missile tests and with the deployment of this anti-missile system in South Korea. But the trip went smoother than expected, so smooth, in fact, that the Washington Post says that Tillerson appears to have handed Beijing a diplomatic victory, with a lot of talk over avoiding conflict and building mutual respect between the two countries. Chinese papers are also very happy about this. There's an editorial in the Global Times today that's quite positive. It says China and the U.S. enhanced their mutual understanding on this trip.
And Alison, there's another official visit this Monday that could also be very tense. That's between the Rwandan president and Pope Francis at the Vatican.
Yeah, this trip was confirmed yesterday, and it came as quite a surprise. That's because the relationship between Rwanda and the Vatican has been quite tense for over 2 decades, since Rwanda sees the Catholic Church as having played a key role in the 1994 genocide. You can read about it in a Rwandan paper today, the KT Press. The local Catholic Church in Rwanda did issue a formal apology for the first time just several months ago, but the Rwandan government judged that apology to be hugely inadequate and actually called on the Vatican itself to make a statement and apologize. And many in Rwanda are wondering if that apology might come today during this visit.
Okay, let's move on to India, where a controversial Hindu priest has been named the chief minister of the country's most populous state.
Yes, this priest's name is Yogi Adityanath. You can see a picture of him in The Guardian today. He was sworn in on Sunday as the chief minister of Uttar Pradesh, where Narendra Modi's BJP party won a landslide victory in elections last weekend. Now, this priest is a popular figure among right-wing Hindus, and he's actually facing criminal charges for inciting Hindu-Muslim violence. He called a popular Muslim Bollywood star a terrorist. He's also praised Donald Trump's travel ban and once called Mother Teresa part of a conspiracy theory to Christianize India. So many papers in India see his appointment as a normalization of the fringe. There's an editorial in the Hindu today that says that the fringe now risks taking hold of the center, or rather the tail will be wagging the dog, so to speak. And the paper also has a cartoon that illustrates this. So we can see that Hindu priest sitting on the arm of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and he's able to force it to move in whatever direction he wants. So he may be small, but he is the one who's in control.
And Alison, you found one last story in the international press in India about a man with a really, really unfortunate name.
It is. His name is Saddam Hussein, or rather it was Saddam Hussein, but he actually had it legally changed to Sajid Hussein after he was unable to get a job. He says he thinks employers were scared of him. There's his photo there in the Hindustan Times. The paper reports that he was lovingly named by his grandfather, who hoped he'd grow into a positive person, and he probably has, but he still needed that name change. So it has been changed legally, but his school records and all of that still has his original name. And so now he's going back to court in May to get that aspect of it sorted out as well.
Okay, well, good luck to him. Alison Sargent, thank you very much for that spin through the latest international press this hour. Do stay with us here on France 24. I'm back with more world news and analysis in just a few moments' time. Live from Paris continues after this very short break.